so excited.
It's time for Two Guys and a Goalie with Dustin Nielson, Matt Kassian, and the goalie, Joaquin Gage.
Everybody panic! Everybody freak out! The office is on fire. We have to get out of here. Get the sledgehammer that Matty bought, and we'll smash our way through the window. I think everything's going to be okay. It's Two Guys and a Goalie, brought to you by GS Construction, where they are hiring now. They were hiring yesterday. They're hiring tomorrow. They are always hiring. Become a part of the great team today by visiting gsconstruction.ca or their page on indeed.ca. For the past 50 years, the foundation of GS Construction has been built on efficiency, quality, and safety. Take your career to the next level with Sandy and the crew over at GS Construction. Did you, I think I was listening to you guys yesterday. You said Hernan's deaf.
Oh, he's like you.
That bad, hey, Nan? So are my headphones as loud as your headphones usually are, like on that board right now?
I don't change it from
you. Don't change them?
No.
Oh, man.
He comes in and goes, Dusty's level. That's what he says.
Wow. So it's not just me. I always thought that I was just deaf, but other people.
But you're not that deaf, are you?
Well, I think I am a little bit.
Yeah, probably.
There'll be things happening around the house that my daughter will hear. And the Muzz actually has a bit of a hearing issue with her one ear. She hears them.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, I can't hear that. So yeah, but I'm shocked. I've never met anybody who has their headphones cranked as much as I do.
Who else does? You and who else?
Jay's pretty loud.
Years of listening to Backstreet Boys at too high a level. That's what that is.
You think that's what it is?
Yeah.
Well, I do like my levels. What do you say? I want it that way. That's what I want. That was Backstreet Boys, wasn't it? Yeah. That was Backstreet Boys.
Tell me why.
Who was the one before that? New Kids on the Block. Oh, yeah. I never got into. I was too young for New Kids on the Block.
Oh, really?
But like, I wanted that way came out in high school for me. Yeah. So I was sucked into Backstreet Boys. I even dabbled in NSYNC a little bit. Till Eminem came along and torched them all. Then I was just one of those Slim Shadys for a little bit.
Well, what's the band? The three guys in the band that made fun of them. Shoot.
Blink 182.
Blink 182.
Oh, yeah, Blink 182. All right, we are back. I don't know what's going on with the internet there, but we're back. And in a really funny twist, I was over there talking to Reed and Jay, and then somebody said something over here, and we were just talking about hearing when the internet went out, and I was like, did somebody just say something? What? You had to be here, I guess.
Oh yeah, you did. But it was really funny. Dusty, what?
Yeah. Huh? Anyway, Cass, what's up, buddy? How you doing, man?
I'm good. I've recovered from the rage from yesterday, as I'm sure you have too. And I'm kind of still in the same place where people are just freaking out for too many reasons.
Do you think I went too far on post game last night, Cass? I got pretty fired up.
No, you were pretty fired up, but I understand the reason being fired up because I felt the exact same way you did. And I fed off of that a little bit too, because I went upstairs and my wife was like, oh, you're kind of in a huff. And I'm like, yeah, I know. Like I'm a little fired up after this thing. But I do truly just believe it's driven by, maybe we shouldn't let them get to us, but driven by the people that are overreacting, that we know are overreacting, that we I guess, know are going to overreact every single time. But the Oilers played a pretty good game for 40 minutes. And yeah, the penalty kill let them down and they fell apart, but it wasn't a series clinching game. Like that was the first game. A lot of series left to go here. So yeah, I'm kind of in the same spot. And no, you didn't take it too far.
Yeah, when I got home last night, Gager, I go upstairs and Tammy was watching a show. I said, "Oh, you're still up?" And she goes, "Yeah." I said, "It was a good show." She goes, "Well," she goes, "I didn't necessarily like the way you were talking on the post game show."
Oh, really?
I said, "Really?" Yeah. She goes, she goes, "I thought you were kind of mean to fans."
Oh.
I said, "Well, I didn't want it to come across as. I mean, I was kind of defending the team. I didn't want it to come across that way. So I do apologize to anybody if fans' feelings were hurt by anything I said while defending the Oilers last night. But I thought they played really. I mean, yeah, they fell apart in the penalty kill for 6 minutes, but I mean, I feel just as good about them winning this series after watching that game than I did going into the series. Are you at all worried right now, Gager?
Dusty, if we were living together and you came up to my bedroom, I would say, well job. I wouldn't be mad at you at all. Yeah. Fans, cowboy up. All right. If you can't take a little heat, then go watch darts or something like that. Okay. I think what you said was perfectly fine. The fact that everyone is losing their mind over, and Hernan put it best, over 6 minutes. Yeah. 6 minutes.
I thought they even bounced back well 5-on-5 after the penalty kills.
They
or non-penalty kills, I guess.
Yeah, man. I sum this game up in 2 words: missed opportunity for the Edmonton Oilers. That's it. They part of their game hasn't been great all season long. The penalty kill, and looking at the stats coming into the series, that's one of the areas of concern I think that most people would look to. But it's been good. It's been game to game over the last little bit. It's been better. And you got to give credit to a little bit to the Dallas Stars too. They were able to perform on the power play, which the Edmonton Oilers have not been able to kind of get their power play going. You've said, Cass, you said this game will probably come down to hopefully it comes down to 5-on-5 play for the Oilers. But yeah, this is going to be specialty teams too. And if the Oilers don't get that kind of sorted, there could be issues.
Big Uke says, "Have the balls to say that to my face, you pipsqueak wimp." Which was, Reed was a little fired up last night. I think we all had our moments on the post game last night.
I think it's great. Yeah. Everyone get fired up and mad. If you don't, you're not alive. I like it. I like the animosity. There should be a little bit of give and take sometimes.
Cass, did Draisaitl not look so much better in the first 40 minutes last night than he did against Vegas at any point? Like I don't know if Dallas has an answer for him 5-on-5.
Way better. Like that was like not even kind of better, like way better. Now he still has the one turnover, leads to that Seguin goal against, which wasn't great. Didn't love that play, but as far as his ability to dominate and to control the puck and to control the game and the pace of the game, he looked way better. So I mean, if he's at that level the entirety of this series, and McDavid's at the level he was yesterday, again, like I can't see them losing. I can't see them losing the series if those guys play at that level.
Do you think with Leon though, and he scores that great first goal, beats Ottinger clean with a good look. Do you think that even I look at the goal against, the first goal against, and he loses the puck in an area where, if it's not Leon Draisaitl, you're probably, all over the person that lost the puck a few feet inside the blue line. Does he need to play a little bit more conservative at certain points, like not always trying to make the perfect play, the backhand pass, cross ice or anything? If he simplifies his game, do you think he would be a little bit more effective? Because I still found, although he played way better than what he in the last series, I still found him taking a few chances that I thought, just managing the puck a little bit better. Or is that the leeway you give to a guy like that? To a guy like that,
I think he's got a little bit of that leeway, but I guess to me, it's a matter of timing, right? Like, is it are you down a goal? Yeah. Then he's probably getting the leeway, right? Because you need to score, so you're going to let him have a little bit more. of that? Are you up a couple? Well, if you're up 2 or 3, you don't need the extra goal, then you don't want him to take that leeway. Like, it's so situational to me, but those players also have to have a feel for it, and you have to trust them. You have to trust them, and we've seen him lock it down. So I think you got to give him a little bit of that leeway.
What do you think of McDavid last night, Gager?
Flying. Really good.
Just seems like there's so much more room for those guys to wheel against Dallas than what we saw against Vegas, and even LA for that matter.
I think, I don't know what it is. They looked very tentative and scared of not wanting to get beat. They had their way with the Dallas defense. I think that's going to be another key to this series, is if they can wear those guys down. Because even McDavid at a few times was making Heiskanen look normal.
Which he's done before in the past too, right?
And I didn't realize it because I've watched Harley, obviously, Four Nations and a few Dallas Stars games over the last few weeks here. He takes some chances too, right? He's not afraid to jump up in the play. And so I'd like to see the Edmonton Oilers try to take advantage of that, because they were getting those turnovers in the first 2 periods and being able to counterattack. So no, this is going to be a fascinating, a completely different series than the first 2, definitely.
Yeah.
And maybe the reason you see Leon's just got so much more room out there was the huge trees of the Vegas Golden Knights always up in their face. Like they really limited the time and space for both Connor and Leon, which I think they have a little bit more room against the Dallas Stars.
Yeah, I think and you mentioned it a little bit, but the Oilers were able to expose them in transition and under high pressure. Like they had lots of opportunities when Edmonton was playing 5-on-5. And I think, to me, if I was going to point to something to say, where do I feel that confidence from for this series? That would be it from a 5-on-5 play standpoint. It was like they had a lot of looks. And Heiskanen, fantastic player. Harley, fantastic player. But you can at times expose them because they are trying to push the pace offensively. They're trying to generate, trying to create. Like, I think there's opportunity there, and I think we saw that yesterday. And I think we saw that Ottinger is beatable yesterday as well, and we knew that. We knew he was. But that's what gives me confidence, Gager, is that their ability, I think, or the opportunity that is going to be there for them, even with Ottinger and even with Harley and even with Heiskanen.
Let's talk about the goalies. What do you think of Ottinger?
It's okay. Made some saves, made a great save on that first one with McDavid, like going through everybody.
Oh man, can you imagine McDavid buries that thing?
Oh my gosh.
Highlights forever.
There's things in his game that I found yesterday that you can expose. It's like anything though. He's a really good goaltender. I was thinking about this on the dog walk, like the comparison between the 2 goaltenders. And I'm thinking, okay, Stuart Skinner this year, Jake Ottinger. Stuart Skinner has a high level of play, and I think it's a little bit below Ottinger's, just because Ottinger seems like he moves around the crease a little bit better, right? But saying that, I think what's happened this year is Skinner's low game on the scale is way below where Ottinger's is, right? So the
floor is just not as high.
Yeah, like Stuart Skinner's got like 8 floors. I would say Ottinger's got like 4 or 5, right? So his bad game isn't terrible, and you could probably still squeak out wins, whereas when Skinner's off, you're basically done, right? This year, anyways. So, but if the goals that Ottinger allowed, they would be ripped by Oilers fans for allowing those types of goals.
Like if Skinner let in the Bouchard goal,
that was a terrible goal.
They'd kill him.
Terrible goal. Yeah. Great shot, but terrible goal. So, and the who was it? The one goal on the power play.
Huge.
No, for Dallas.
Oh, for Dallas. Granlund.
I mean, that's a missile. Like, you got to give him credit for that kind of shot.
He was looking around the body. Like he was screened, and it was incredibly well placed. Like just outside a guy in a screen. Like it was a really good shot. Like, yeah, there's only the one for him. Only
The fourth one.
The fourth one, where you're like, that one sucked.
Yeah.
And he didn't get any help on it either. Like, you don't like the goal, but he didn't get any help either. Like, so there are multiple things going on in that one. But
even like it was the benefit of kind of slow-mo and seeing it, but the first goal, the Heiskanen goal, granted there was 4 bodies,
3 Oilers.
Yeah, and 3 of them were Oilers.
Yeah.
I think if you, as a player, if you're going to go get in the shooting lane like that, you have to do your best job of blocking it, because if you don't, you are screening your goaltender, right? So you're not giving him a chance. You could see Heiskanen, as soon as he picked his head up, he could see a lot of the short side that was open, right? And when, I've worked with goaltending coaches and things like that, and we talk about screenshots a lot, and depending on where it comes from, and this is kind of sometimes a conversation between D-man and goaltender, but in that case, I would have liked to, and this I'm really nitpicking here, but I would have liked, so you're screened, right? But the puck's it's not straight on, it's coming from an angle. Stuart Skinner comes out where he anticipates where the puck is actually coming from, but why not just take away one side of it? Like, give yourself a chance.
So you're saying, okay, he's probably not going to get it on this side of everybody.
Just
move 2 inches, 3 inches to your right.
Yeah, just take the short side.
Yeah.
Just take the short side so you know that that's covered, right? And you're playing the odds at that point. At least I know it's not going to get past me on the short side. It might go
still
far
hit his
side,
sweater
but
too.
It still nicked him, right? So if he moves over a little bit, that hits him. Because essentially, when you look at it, he knows the shot's coming. All he does is go down. He goes down and hopes for the best, that it hits him. Why not just take away the one side for sure? Because on the far side, maybe it hits a body, maybe it hits one of them. Who knows what happens at that point? But and I know this is really, but I would talk to D-men and go, okay, well, if you're going out to block the shot, or if you're on a certain side, I'll take this side, you take that, whatever you talk about, right? But I would have liked to have seen just make a decision. And I know it's very difficult for Stuart Skinner.
It was a strange one because all 4 guys were kind of on a same line.
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
like, you can see, like, if he just looks around the one side, it's a no-brainer. But it's hard when there's that many people, right? So,
Cass, did they lose this game because they took some dumb penalties in the third?
Yep.
Is that if we're saying
that's what it boils down to?
The Edmonton Oilers lost game 1 because blank. Is the answer they took dumb penalties, or their penalty kill didn't bail them out of some dumb penalties, or like
undisciplined penalties?
Yeah,
undisciplined penalties, because they're all avoidable. Like Corey Perry's penalty, that's a penalty, completely unavoidable. Evander Kane's penalty, that was a penalty.
He did stick him in the face. Yeah.
Like those two. Now you could make an argument that it wasn't a fantastic call on Kulak on that one. Sure,
I didn't necessarily like that one. Yeah,
didn't love it, but it's not one that's worth spilt milk in that one. But the other two were completely unavoidable. You did them to yourself. So yeah, if I was headlining it would be, Oilers lose in third, or lose first game because of undisciplined penalties in the third period. That's the line to me.
Well, and that's something they did to themselves, right? So they hurt themselves in game 1.
It's the equivalent of losing the puck at the offensive blue line, going back. It's just something that you can manage within the game with those types of penalties. You're giving the Dallas Stars a chance to get back into the game, give their skilled players a chance to feel better about themselves handling the puck. It's a missed opportunity. And the goals that were scored, aside from the one where you'd like to have back, I found them pretty good goals. I mean, even the first one, like that's a great play by Seguin, like full in stride, not missing a beat.
There was no slowing down, or like he just, that was,
and it was
just well executed.
Like the release on that kind of disguised a little bit too. Like it was that's a guy that scored a few goals in the NHL.
He made a nice play on the fifth one too, where he kind of got it out of the air.
Was that going wide?
I think it might have been going wide because he was wide of the post.
He was, yeah.
And it went. I think it was going wide.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even realize that.
Great play though.
What was
It
that,
was a
Cass?
great play. I was going to ask you, well, you kind of talked about it a little bit, but that was one of the things I wanted to ask you today was going to be how hard is it, like when a guy's at full speed but shoots in full stride like that? Like how hard is that to react to making a save in that instance as a goalie?
Well, Sagan's no slouch with the speed, right? He is going as top speed at that point, but it was the setup. If you watch that him shoot the puck, there was no stop it. Like his feet kept moving. So most guys will slow down before they shoot it, right? And give you a chance. And you could see Skinner was a little bit behind on that. But even the release point where his stick was, where his hands were, I think completely caught Skinner off guard. It's a highly skilled play because not many guys can shoot in stride with that precision as well, right? That was just above the pad, out of reach of the glove as well. Great goal. I know everyone probably want to save there, but it's you're giving a pretty good player a chance all alone. I was really impressed at the fact that he got that off that quickly, going that fast.
Is that tougher to make a save on than just a deke?
Yeah.
You'd rather him try to deke you than shoot in stride like that?
You want to force guys to go one way or the other. I think in most cases, a guy shoots from outside. Most of the time you're hoping that you should be in a good enough position that like it hits you almost, right? But that speed is what causes you to start backing up quicker, right? Because you can't, as a goalie, you can't match that speed going back. So Skinner sees, oh my gosh, this guy's at the blue line, all of a sudden he's at the hash marks. He starts backing in a lot quicker than he normally would, and the fact that he's still moving while he's shooting, your feet are moving too, so you're not really even set at that point. So it's very difficult save. But yeah, it was well executed, and it's just a perfect placement of the shot too.
780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. We'll get into some number crunchers here coming up in a little bit, but lots of text messages flying in. So if you're listening on TuneIn or iHeart or at EdmontonSportsTalk.com here on Edmonton Sports Talk, obviously Edmonton Sports Talk presented to you by Play Alberta. You can fire us a text, 780-218-9999, or over on the Nasty Chat as well. Let's get to a couple here. Coach Mike texts in and says, guys, you think Dallas will make any lineup adjustments coming out of game one with the way that the first 40 minutes kind of left? Gager, what do you? They've been rolling with the 11 and 7s at times. Do you think or you win and you just sort of roll it back and say, hey, we're going to play better 5-on-5 next game?
I think you do.
Yeah.
Right. Like
I think both teams probably just stick with what they
pulled it out of the fire. And I mean, the Edmonton Oilers dominated the Dallas Stars for over 50 minutes. Like you mentioned, after all the penalties at the end of the game, they were still pushing.
Yeah, they had a number of great chances to tie it up. Connor Brown had that backhander in front.
Yeah, Connor Brown. I don't know. I was shocked that he tried to pass that. And was that in the first period when it was a 2-on-1 with Janmark, I believe.
I think that was first period.
And he moved to the middle, and he had like perfect chance to rip it. Yeah, but there were chances. I think they keep it. They roll it back.
Cass, you think any adjustments from a lineup perspective on either side?
What are you going to change? Like Dallas Stars, you won, so you're going to stick with it. Edmonton.
Uh-oh.
Did we lose Cass now?
We lose Cass.
Cass will pop back on.
The one thing is I found that Robertson was really struggling.
Well, and I think he struggled. I don't think he's doing very well.
No.
He didn't have a point against Winnipeg in the two games he played there. Kind of a non-factor last night.
Couldn't move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're just talking about Robertson. We talk about things. I mean, he's obviously going to stay in. Great talent, but he was kind of a non-factor last night, Cass.
Yeah, he still looks like he's recovering. I was going to say, what are you going to change? Dallas Stars, you won, so you're not changing anything. And Edmonton Oilers, you were a better team for most of the game. You don't have a plethora of penalty killers you're going to throw in. So what are you going to change? Like
as Daniel says in the chat, they could change the goalie cast and just go to Olivier Rodriguez.
Yeah. That's the
Perfect.
Well, that should be no. Pickard is they're flying him on a private jet there right now. Because Pickard injured would have saved every single one of those goals, and he would have had a hat trick himself last game.
2 assists.
By the way, Ekholm confirmed will not go in game 2. We'll probably get these updates between every game now until he goes. Not in game 2. I would think probably maybe a little bit later on in the series, but we'll see what happens there. This text is in 780-218-9999. Guys, I just wonder if Arvidsson would bring more offense over Frederick. Gager, would you have some time to mix that? I mean, Frederick had a couple chances in this game, just didn't bury.
He whiffed on the one.
Yeah. Put it wide there. The one. No, man. I think what you want to do is try to wear these guys down, right? You want to wear down that Dallas Stars D, and unfortunately, I don't think Arvidsson's able to impose his will physically as much as a Frederick can, and just that extra little, toughness, or just the extra scrums after the whistle, having him out there, I think settles stuff down. Jamie Benn, you're not going to see a lot. You will, but just if Frederick's not in the lineup and Ben is, I just find him as a little bit of a deterrent. But he's close. I think Frederick's close to scoring here. I know he's only got 1, but I like the way he's around the net, not afraid to go to the hard areas, and when he can punish a guy with a check, he does it. So, whereas Arvidsson kind of on the ice a lot.
Hampton Steve texting and says, the only move I'd consider would be Arvidsson in for Corey Perry on the 4th line. Send a message for Perry's bad penalty in the 3rd, but come on. You're not doing that, Cass. I know. There's 40 years no old, way.
He knows.
How many goals does he have this playoffs?
Yeah, he's got 5. So you're not going to you're not going to do that either, I think. 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999, or just over in the Nasty chat. What about the power play? I mean, they score a goal on the power play, first road goal of the playoffs, I believe, but then had some chances. I mean, they had a chance to go up 4-1 on the power play, had a chance to tie the game on the power play. Gager, what do you think of that power play right now?
Like they got chances, got a goal. It was kind of a little bit of a broken play too, right? It was a little bit of luck.
It was a little bit of a broken play.
Yeah.
Goal.
I was in the car when I heard that coming back from the watch party. And so I was like, the first thing that went through my mind listening on the radio was, oh, good. They're shooting the puck quickly, because I didn't see the play. Yeah. Right. But then I saw it at home and I'm thinking, okay, there's been a subtle adjustment to get the pucks on net and do things a little bit differently. I think a little bit more simplification, getting it back to Bouchard, getting it at the top, getting pucks to the net, getting some traffic. I think that it's going to open things up. You look at the Stars goals on the power play, it's very simplistic. They are getting traffic, trying to take the eyes away from the goaltender and sifting pucks to the net. It's not rocket science. I hate when it looks like they're trying to do too much on the power play to pass it to the back of the net. I think you can get to Ottinger in a way on the power play where keeping him deep in his net and going for second chance opportunities. That's how you're going to have to score, I think. Just a little bit more simplistic on the power play, making things a little bit tougher in those top of the crease areas.
What about that PP, Cass?
Yeah. They're better when they're shooting it early in the penalty or power play.
Yeah.
And then, if it doesn't go in, then they settle into being able to move it and trying to pass for that goal. It seems to me that, and maybe there was a little bit of that mentality of wanting to get it back and getting a couple looks, because there was a couple of shots, but we also have to remember, like, the power play at home last series was really good. Like, yes, this was the first road power play, but power play at home last series was running around like 40% or something, I think, in that range. So it's like they have had some success in the playoffs on the power play. I just do think even with it doesn't change, actually, now that I think about it, with whether it's Dallas or Vegas or whoever, early on, getting a couple shots and a couple looks just opens up so much more for them on that power play. Their zone entries are still really good. I don't know. Guys, I don't worry about it as long as they're actually not trying to overpass.
Yeah.
And I think they'll be fine. I think the power play will be fine. If you had me choose, do I want to see the Oilers power play improve or penalty kill improve? I still am picking penalty kill all day right now because that's been the bigger Achilles heel and impacted them more. Because we could say, and people have said, well, they had the power play opportunity, could have got them back in that game. And yes, it could have. Yes, it could have, but they're never in that position if their penalty kill is better.
Well, and they can score 5-on-5. Like you're not as reliant on power play offense maybe as you've been in other years. So if you can score 5-on-5, stay out of the box or get a better penalty kill, you're going to be okay.
This is where I thought about this too, just because of the Dallas Stars having so much success on their power play, and they're feeling good about it, got them out of trouble. If you can actually, next game, say you kill the first few, and significantly kill them, don't give them a sniff. That'll put, I think, the Dallas Stars back on their heels going, we're not doing well 5-on-5. We're not scoring on the power play. What is that? That little bit of a seed of doubt if they're going to have success, right? So kind of what happened, I think, a few years ago when the Edmonton Oilers played against the Vegas Golden Knights, the power play was ridiculous, but it was almost when the Knights killed the Edmonton Oilers power play, they got more juice from it because it was such a historic power play. I think if you can just kind of that game within a game, if you can kill a couple of these, because Dallas's power play, it's really good right now.
Cass, do you mix up the personnel on the penalty kill a little bit, or you just keep the same group together? And, they were 60% in the first round. They were 72 in the second round. So there was a significant jump from the Kings because that Kings one started so poorly.
Good,
it's not good enough, right? The Stars is almost 87. Yeah. So what are you supposed to do with the penalty kill?
That's the hard question, isn't it? Makes Cody Ceci throw on another jersey, find Vinny Desharnais wherever he is. I don't know.
Eventually, if they get Ekholm back, even at 80%, that could help the penalty kill.
That could really help.
Yeah,
that could really, and that might be.
You
the
can't
answer.
wait for that,
guys.
Right? You got to get this figured out.
It might be stay out of the box until Ekholm's back.
Yeah,
is that the answer? That might be the answer. Because it's just, and it always seems it's like they get 3/4 of the way through, like they're almost there, and then they just don't at the end. But part of it comes down to, I think, when we have seen them, these playoffs have success on the penalty kill, like they are almost 100% on their clears, like in kills where they get it. Like it's like when they have a chance to force a turnover, it's turned over and it's out, and it's all the way down. Like, and that kind of is always a telltale sign to me, is like, are they scrambling on the penalty kill, or are they not? Are they able to apply pressure well, or are they not? And I don't know. There's no easy fix, because if there was an easy fix, the team would have done it or implemented it. It to me, at the end of the day, it's a personnel issue. You can't keep putting out McDavid and Draisaitl on the penalty kill. You don't want to do that, so you have to rely on your other guys, and the other guys just haven't got the job done. And even from a defender standpoint, some of the guys haven't. And in Wallman, for example, where he's been pretty good or really good or very good 5-on-5, he has just been a train wreck on penalty. Like, he just cannot kill a penalty to save his life, that guy. And I don't know if I have the answer as to why he's struggled positionally, and why he's struggled on gap control, and why he's struggled in front of the net to clear people or to front people. Like, there's so many different things. There's no easy answer, guys.
Mike outside of Edmonton texts in and says, Bouchard scored with a shitty wrist shot. Even strength. We definitely need more shots on the power play. Simpler will be better. Gage, you're not saying you play them together all the time, but you mix in a little bit more McDavid and Draisaitl together? Just to keep the Stars blue line honest? Like, or do you like the way they were handled last game?
They couldn't handle them. So
I know. They couldn't handle them on their own separately, I thought. So
I mean, that first period, I was like, wow, did the Stars touch the puck? aside from the breakaway goal, I was like, wow, they
Up until that point, they didn't have much.
They didn't have anything. Like it was complete like neutral zone regroups for the Edmonton Oilers that first period, and just reattacking. And I was waiting for some sort of pushback. And even in the second, it didn't. Like after I went home and watched some this morning, and I was like, wow, they were dominant in that period too. So no, there might be some subtle changes in game that you do just to keep them honest, right? But why would you take away one of your strengths that looks like it's the ability for it to have success over this series until it looks stagnant? I stay with it.
Solid job in Rantanen last night too, Cass. Like the Rantanen line at 5-on-5 didn't hurt you.
Didn't do much. Yeah. I thought they did a good job there. I have to keep going with that. Hey, there's little moments you could see still Rantanen with the puck where he's scary sometimes. Like he's one of those guys where he gets the puck and he's a little scary, and you're like, oof, you could see something happening out of nothing. But overall, I thought they did a pretty good job 5-on-5 of eliminating him.
There was a great, after the Leon goal, it showed Rantanen on the bench just huffing and puffing, right?
Yeah.
The best way to defend. I like the fact that Leon and Connor, just the way that they move in the offensive zone with the puck, they can wear down that top line with consistent puck possession. I think that's one of the reasons why they had so much success.
Let's dive into number crunchers here for Play Alberta. Make your bets count for you and everyone else with the Play Alberta app, with hundreds of player prop bets on the biggest leagues: NFL, CFL, NHL, NBA, MLB, you name it. You're not just playing for fun, you're supporting a province. Play Alberta revenue helps fund Alberta programs and services. Deposit today with the promo code YAG50. Minimum $5 deposit on that code at YAG50, and you get an EST exclusive $50 free bet to get you started. Couple of bets just from a hockey perspective that are already up on our EST specials page over at Play Alberta. Edmonton Oilers to win this series right now. You can get them at plus 165 dogs. If you believe in the Oilers coming back, that's the best number I think you're going to find anywhere. Brad Marchand with a point tonight. It's been boosted up to plus 115. And then the Florida, we'll get to Florida in a second. Florida Panthers money line, and then Anthony Edwards over 37.5 points, assists, and rebounds at plus 488. Those are all available over there. Here's where I wanted to go for number crunchers today. Brian Swain had this last night. Zach Hyman has already set an NHL record for games with at least 10 hits in a single NHL postseason. Previous record, 2021, Marcus Foligno had 3 games with 10 plus hits. Hyman, 12 more last night. He's had done it 4 times already. And Cass, I'm just like, how hard is that on the hitter's body? Like Hyman going out and throwing himself around. I know you hit somebody, it's going to hurt them a little bit more, but for you to be sacrificing your body 12 times to varying levels over and over and over again, how much do you think that wears on him?
Well, it's wearing his legs too, because he's jumping half the time.
Yeah,
I don't know if you
he's
guys
throwing
caught
everything
that.
he has into it.
He's in the air. There was actually the one yesterday where I'm like, how is that not a penalty? I was actually surprised. I'm like, he's going to get either roughing or charging. And I thought it should have been. And I think you could actually even see on the Dallas bench, I think you saw Pete DeBoer after. And I think you could see him talking to the guys, and you're reading his lips a little bit. Like, and he's putting his hands up, and he's like, his hands are in his face. Like, and Hyman was jumping all over. It could be tough on your body. It all depends, right? It all depends. Depends on the momentum and the physics of it, but it can wear on you. I feel like for Zach Hyman, though, that's the adrenaline's going to carry him through. Like, I don't know. It's not, I'm not worrying about him the same way I'd be like, oh, McDavid has had 12 hits every single night. Like that, I would be like, okay, maybe not the best. But for Hyman, who's a physical guy who likes playing around the net, who kind of plays in the gritty, dirty areas of the ice, I don't know. I'm fine with it. I think at the end of the day, he's going to do more damage than he receives based on the hits he's throwing. Again, he's jumping in the air, so it's kind of cheating when you're hitting.
It's that's what you want to do. By the end of the series, either guys get tired of it, take penalties on it, and it shows that Hyman feels good, right? Like he's healthy.
Yeah, he's obviously feeling pretty good if he's going out there and hitting that many guys.
Every single game here. It's kind of necessary, I think, in his case. It's one of the reasons why they're in the third round.
780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. Time for a couple more text messages if you want to get in. Mike in Thunder Bay says, so this is what every other team felt like when the Oilers torched the league with their historic power play. I'm starting to get why opposing fans hated it so much. What happened to the power play anyway? They stayed two perimeter, don't feel dangerous. I think they got a power play game coming here. I think you'll see the power play strike here at some point in a significant fashion in a key moment. I wouldn't be surprised by it.
You hope so. I like Kassian. You got like, I don't know. I've had coaches, maybe you have too, Cass, where, you know, on the power play when it was struggling, it was like a mandate saying, okay, there are 3 passes and a shot. I don't care where it is, but we're getting something to the net at that point.
What about the other series? Florida Panthers. If Panthers coming off game 7, we have because that game was Tuesday, right? So we haven't had a chance to chat with it since we were on Tuesday before that game. I mean, if you're Carolina, you what are you supposed to do? It's just what the Florida Panthers had barely 20 shots in that game.
Yeah,
still smoked you.
Yeah.
How are you supposed to find an answer when you haven't beat these guys in a conference final game in the last 2 years?
Watching that game, I was like, well, what's the point? Just give them the cup because no one can. But then I saw the first 2 periods of the Oilers, and I'm like, oh,
they could play. Even Hernan said in the chat.
Well, Hernan, come on.
Hernan said not even the Panthers can stick with the Oilers.
Little premature on that one. But I was like, how are they doing this? And I'm fascinated tonight to watch that game because I want to see what kind of pushback the Hurricanes have. But the Panthers are a wagon, and Seth Jones and Ekblad are beasts on the back end. They're scoring the first 2 goals.
I think Brad Marchand leads their team in points too.
And Barkov, there was one shift where he was killing the penalty, I think, and he was like, it looked like the Hulk with 2 guys on him going into the corner, and he was just like pushing them off. They are a force to be reckoned with. But what gave, I think, what Oilers fans, if they can get to the finals, because I don't think the Hurricanes are going to do anything to that record that they have going in the conference finals right now if the Florida Panthers keep playing like this. But it'll be, if the Oilers play like they did in the first 2 and the Panthers are the Panthers, that is...
You're saying revenge series, rematch.
That's going to be a fun series to watch.
Cass, do you expect the Canes to have some pushback tonight?
I do. And that'll be the interesting thing to see is how they do push back. Now, if they don't, then the series is done. In my opinion, like if Florida wins today,
it's Florida wins.
Over. It is over. But if Carolina can push back, I think we'll have a good series. And I do think that there's a whole bunch of it that was, and it wasn't an issue for Edmonton, but that rest versus rust, where like Florida is just kind of riding that, riding the win. And playing every second day and just kind of rolling from a momentum standpoint, where I think Carolina just kind of got there sitting. And there, to me, with Brind'Amour and his style and how he tries to coach a team, they're not a team that is going to do better just sitting around and waiting. Like they're going to be a team that's going to be better when they're in it, and when they can get that momentum going. So it's going to be interesting to see how they push back. Again, like if we see Florida control this game, win this game, it's done. There is no way. I would just don't see it possible that Carolina would come back and win. So it all hinges on tonight, guys.
Problem is that Florida's sitting there waiting. Like, let's say they sweep Carolina again or something, and they're sitting waiting for Dallas or Edmonton to come out of this series. Just another advantage that Florida doesn't even need. What was really telling is that I think it was Verhaeghe and Bennett on the bench, and it was the last game. It's game 7 against the Leafs, and Bennett looks over at him and goes, "Yeah, I feel like I like playing still." And Verhaeghe goes, "Yeah, I didn't want to stop playing now. I felt like playing a little bit more." I'm like, "Are you serious? This is what?" And Tkachuk was there. "Isn't this great, guys? Isn't this great?" And I'm like, "Oh no, they are." That's a team that's extremely confident and looking to, I don't know, in today's day and age, if they go back and win it, isn't that not a dynasty? I mean, I have a hard time saying dynasties for
but
back
in
this
now.
But
in
I know now. I just
3 years to the finals.
3 years to the final is good. I would say if they went to the finals, they went last year, they win. Let's say they win this year. Even if they don't win next year, if they were to win the following year, 3 out of 4 with 4 trips in 5 years to the Stanley Cup final. I don't know if you can have a better modern day dynasty than something like that.
Yeah, that's
because winning 3 in a row just seems like it would be so hard to pull off now.
Yeah. Well, 2, man. I mean,
2.
Finals 3, win 2. I don't know, man.
That's an Eastern Conference dynasty. You win the East 3 years in a row.
I guess.
Luosterainen. Sorry, thank you, Coach Mike, for correcting me. Luosterainen is leading the Panthers in points.
Yeah.
1 point up on Brad Marchand. Luosterainen. He's a good player, but that just sort of describes what the Florida Panthers are bringing to the table. Doing. Wagon is a good way to describe them. Simple as that. C-Run says that would be comparable to the Golden State Warriors who won 3 out of 4 years, with the only year he didn't win being the greatest comeback in sports history against a team that won 73 games.
Great block in that series.
Great block. Finished 6th in MVP voting in year 22 at the age of 40, by the way. Did you see that?
Yeah.
That was good. Yeah. Hey, if you watched, let's talk a little TV here for a second. We'd like to. Have you watched Andor? I
watched the first 2.
So I'm only 2 episodes in as well.
So good.
I know. I don't know why I haven't continued it.
I
don't know. Yeah, I guess
playoff hockey. I haven't watched any yet.
Yeah.
Even with the Oilers with that break, it's like there's still I had to paint a fence, so I was just too tired.
Well, yeah, we heard about that. And the fridge thing for you has been tough.
The fridge thing is still ongoing, by the way. Still
Jeez, you haven't got that done yet?
Wow.
Nope, they sent the wrong part. So they were supposed to send the part. They were late sending it, and then they finally sent it, and then they sent the wrong part. And then now the part that they were supposed to send isn't in stock. So I'm like, Sans fridge is just nuts.
You're a saint for your patience, Cass.
No,
this is a backup fridge, right? This isn't your only family.
Yeah,
fridge.
this is a backup.
Okay, good.
Yeah. So,
God, can you imagine not having a fridge for your family?
Oh no, that would have been. Would have been.
Cass would have been curing meats outside.
Yeah. Yep.
Cass, when you painted the fence, did you go full Daniel LaRusso? And
I knew you were going to go there.
With the Miyagi style?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You have to.
Paint the fence. Paint the fence.
Paint the fence.
I was trying to think, what did he say? But it was just, it was paint the fence.
Yeah. That's the only way you can actually get through it mentally. Right?
I mean, I've done that, and I've gone into the half squat and painted the fence. Go put the headband on.
You've done that, haven't you?
Oh, of course I have.
I can see you've even waxed the floor
and waited like 3 hours for my wife to finally come up. What are you doing? Paint the fence.
Paint the fence.
Paint the fence.
How are you asking me this?
Yeah. What do you mean?
I'm clearly painting the fence.
What are you doing next? Sand the floor. Sand the floor.
So we went and saw Minecraft again on Monday.
Oh, okay. How was it?
Time. I fell asleep in the exact same part as I did last time. So the kids, but they love it. We've seen it twice.
Okay.
From what I've seen, really good movie.
Okay.
Jack Black is terrific. Momoa is awesome.
Yeah.
But one of the previews that they showed this time for that movie was Karate Kid Legends.
I know.
Where Jackie Chan goes and gets LaRusso to train this kid to fight in a big karate tournament in New York.
Yeah. I can't wait for that.
It looks good. I thought I'd be like, meh, but it looks good. The Cobra Kai has sucked me back in where I'm now excited for this new Karate Kid movie.
I can't wait.
I didn't watch the remakes with Jackie Chan and
you didn't?
And Jaden Smith.
It was good.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
really
I never watched it. I was very pro original Karate Kid.
No, I was.
But I didn't want to get into it.
I was too, but it's really good. It's good.
So it'd be worth watching.
Jackie Chan's awesome.
Yeah. Maybe I will watch it before this. Before
you should. You have to now.
Yeah. Well, now that you've said it, it's really good.
Did you know Did you fall asleep in the part with the pig with the crown in Minecraft that comes across the screen and Jack Black goes, "Who's that?" There goes a legend.
Yeah.
Do you know the story?
I know that part. No.
You know the story about that?
No, I don't know the story.
What's the guy's name?
Technoblade.
Technoblade.
Yes. That pig with the thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this guy played Minecraft and did content for years, right?
Okay.
And he had cancer and died, and he made these videos that were legendary for kids to watch. Him playing Minecraft, and he was just and that was a tribute to this guy.
Okay,
because his last video was like, "Hey, if you're watching this video, I've passed away. I just want to thank you for all your support." So Technoblade was this legendary online presence that they paid tribute, and so that he wore the crown
with the crown,
and so that's why when he goes across the road and Jack, who's that? And Jack goes, "There goes a legend."
A legend, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, nice little Easter egg.
Yeah.
There. Oh, that was pretty.
Pretty cool, man.
Yeah, I like that. My kids love that Chicken Lava song, and that's I mean, I love it too. I'm a big Jack Black guy. I the other day, a little while ago, I played Tenacious D's Kickapoo while we were having dinner, and I forgot how insanely vulgar it is, like right off the top. And Tammy looked at me like I was an idiot. She's just like, "What are we doing here?" But it's such a good song. I love Tenacious D. I love Jack Black. I think he's terrific. We're about to introduce the kids to a School of Rock.
Oh, great
Which
show.
they'll love because they love Jack Black and he's amazing at that one. So, all right, Cass, before we let you go, buddy, bounce back in game 2. Oilers get her done. Come home with a split.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. I'm confident in how they played. So I think that happens.
I think they'll be splitting up too. I think they'll be up 2-1 by the time we do another show.
Too much of a mean on from losing that game, I think. They knew something slipped through their fingers there. There's going to be just a full commitment for 6.
What's coming up in EST afternoons?
Well, we'll go back into the Dallas Stars game. Red Light District at 1:40. And get ready for tonight's game. Check those Panthers out if they can keep this thing going. Because
I really enjoyed watching the Panthers beat the Leafs, but now I watch the Panthers, I'm like, damn it.
I know.
Like somebody's going to have to beat these guys.
Yeah.
I don't know how you're going to do that. That's a tough look. All right, that's going to do it for Two Guys and Goalie today, brought to you by GS Construction, where they are always hiring, and they've been setting the industry standard for 50 years with quality, efficiency, and safety, driving their success with the Next Step Person program at GS Construction. It's not just a job. It is a career moving forward for you. For Matt Kassian, Joaquin Gage, I am Dustin Nielson, and I will chat with you tomorrow morning on The Nielsen Show, setting up Game 2. Take it easy.